I'm not your gossip girl, I'm the headline. Truth with a curve, baby, redefined. Not your gossip girl, welcome to the first try. All the truth looks good in a title. We talk love, power, soul, and sin. Turn the world on, let the light in. Yeah, the thirst track news. You'll drink it up, it's the real you. They've been trying to first promos, where every headline's a revelation.
Hey, what you guys think of the new intro song? Oh. It's so cute. It's not quite me, but hey, it's close. It's what you can do with AI, right? So kind of as a musician, I felt sacrilegious using AI, but I was in a jam, wanted to get it done really fast. My musician partner in crime in life was not here to quickly record a song for me to sing on, so that's what it is, and we like it so much we've kept it. So Luna Lopez, Thirst Trap News. We're on episode 13. Okay, it's October 22nd. Where I hope my vague one-liners have left you feeling thirsty by now. So, as follows. Gay agenda in school. Man created synthetic life. First legal slave owner. No kings protesters are stupid. Mamdani's Mosque, New York. White liberal women suck. Please don't kill Candace Owens. Atheist lesbian. Anti-woke and empathetic. No way. Y'all, I don't see the videos, so I'm literally, they're as vague to me as they are to you guys. Pray for Nick Fuentes. Electronic pill. No kings protesters are stupid, but on TikTok. Ocean's 14. The Louvre conspiracy theory. I'm confused. By Trump, we are moving to Canada. Trump responds to the No Kings Day. Who funded No Kings Day? Pastors are garbage scamming ass liars. Paid protesters. Men versus women. That's always a good one. CNN is stupid. Cha-ching. Girls Hood podcast. They had a typo. Is a man's world. I told you Roblox is fucked. Three clips of Jon Stewart and Bernie Sanders. And white girls fave 3 black hairstyles. Ooh, I love the last one. Can you check and see if that puppy needs to go out? Oh, okay. So I have a puppy throwing a tantrum because they're in there great. And mommy is talking. So, I do want to take a second, though, to just give a shout out, an RIP, a hold your glasses up, para los perritos, Matt. It's been 2 years since you have left us. Maddie, Matt, and we miss you very much. And I know you're here with me in spirit for this show. And anyway, I hope you guys have had a good week. We've had a lot of bugs to unravel with the new equipment. I'm being told to look at the chat. Oh, Chels. Daywalker, thanks for the compliment. Nice intro. I worked hard on it. I did it all myself. I find it kind of fun to do graphics and video editing. So I did that. Chels, thank you. Thanks so much, mate. I appreciate it. Ooh, it looks like my intro's a hit. Southpaw 2000, you're smoking hot. Thanks. You're so sweet, babe. And Chels, thank you for the condolences. I appreciate it. This was a man who left the cult as well, Matt, my spiritual family, so great story. I gotta give him a little credit because he is like such an anchor and a compass in my life. I met Matt when I was like 7 or 8 years old. My cousin Greg was getting married, and he was my cousin's best man in his wedding. So he would come visit from Virginia back and forth to North Georgia, back and forth, because he was best friends with my favorite cousin, who was like 17 or 15 years older than me or something like that. And so he kind of like adopted me as his little cousin. And then, you know, when I was in my late teens, early adulthood, he was kind of like becoming more MIA, because what I didn't know at the time was he was like trying to fade away from the religious organization that we were both born into. And we eventually just lost touch because he had left the organization and I hadn't. Fast forward like 10 years and I leave the cult, and he hears through my cousin Greg that I left the cult. And so he like calls me up and basically scoops me right back up, like, hey, I'm here to have your back through this crazy journey you're about to have. I know what it's like. And I'm here to just be, like, the like a beanbag chair, like that moment. And then it was just, inseparableness since then. And he was tragically killed in a motorcycle accident. And it was unexpected, and kind of mad at him. But can only be so mad because I was also a motorcycle rider. But I've lost now 3 people that were near and dear to me on motorcycles. And so I have hung up my motorcycle riding days. But when I put my convertible top down in my M650, I, dream of my motorcycle. I had a V-Star 1100. Took the old grandpa windshield off of it because bleh. And I took a lot of the chrome off, and then I left the bags on it, and I would ride that fucker in heels sometimes, with shorts and heels. How stupid. Thinking I was hot shit when I was younger. I rode with a pack of like 15 girls, but I got that motorcycle and I named her Squall. It was a Yamaha. So all of my girlfriends, they had Harleys. They would always make fun of me because I had a Yamaha or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Don't want to hear it. Because there's a fucking fly hanging out around my grape juice. No, but they would call me dead on the side of the road, their bike dead on the side of the road. And I'm like, oh, you need it. When was the last time you started that thing up? Or, oh, you need my old reliable to come and get you? Oh, now y'all don't want to throw shade on the old Yamaha now, huh? Let me see. Let's look at the chat. It's okay to be mad, but to understand as well. Yes, you are right. It does. Oh, yeah. No, so, I do need to get a little bit more personal on these things, Cheers. Cheers, mate. So I know you guys probably can't see this. Oh, no, you can. Right above me. This Venmo right here. I need y'all's support. I have to pay these bills for this damn show and stay thirsty looking for all you blokes. Isn't this more fun to get your news like this? Instead of all the buttoned up pearls and ties, just a average everyday girl here, I'm not a bot. I got accused of being AI this week. I got accused of being a bot this week. I got accused also of being an FBI undercover op. That my face is fake. The only thing fake on me are these tatas. And I pay good money for them, so you shall see them. That is how that works. So yes, everyday girl, you know, just wants to get her anger out and share my thoughts to the world. Brunster says this is AI. Try me. I'm not that smart. Try me, Brunster. I could prove real fast I'm not AI, as long as it does not involve anything that would get me banned on my growing channel. Please share my live, because I'm really trying to get this thing off the ground. It took a lot of work to break the fucking shadow ban algorithm from running for office. They did not like me because I am ungovernable and I've got a mouth on me. Let's see. Chell says, even though I'm here trying to be here for a chat, you're easy on the eye. Well, thank you. Thank you, honey. At 40, look, it's, you know how to flatter a girl. Okay. So we're going to jump into it. You guys know I love to get real angry about, the gay agenda. I don't have a problem with the gays. However, I will say it is so freaking hard to be friends with a gay dude because they're worse than women. They have a problem with everything. They throw shade at everything. Nothing is to their liking or to their comfort. And every single one of them are like a, what are those people on Rotten Tomatoes? What are they called? Critic. Yeah, they're like, all of them are like professional critics. I can't even. Okay. Gay agenda in school, folks.
Do you want to get? Do you ever want to get married or have children?
No.
Thank God. Thank the.
So, just to give you context, this is a debate, like a turning point thing.
Lord for that.
Not necessarily. I don't know if it's turning point organization, but it's that style, is what I'm saying.
I will say something, though. This is going to upset you.
Go for it.
I am going to be a teacher. And I am going to indoctrinate the youth. And I'm going to teach them all about the gay agenda. So your children aren't safe from me. Sorry.
Really? So what you're saying is that you want to brainwash the youth of America.
Yes.
Yes. Proudly. Yes.
Live this lie. And
yeah.
Do you guys think she's trolling him? Because the girl in the back is laughing. And this one almost broke character, I feel.
Except.
And this guy on the right looks like he has Botox and filler and is going a little too hardcore on the eyebrow grooming because he looks gay AF. He looks fake and gay. Saw what I did there? And this could be wouldn't that be fun to like fantasize that this is a total flip-flop? Like she looks like she's liberal. That happened to me. Because I'm a hairdresser and a rocker and an artist, and I like to wear my hair all different colorways, and I have piercings everywhere you can pierce, and except for one place. And then I have tattoos everywhere. I wear long slutty nails, so I got treated like I was liberal at the voting annex when I was going to vote for Governor DeSantis, folks. Okay, I got treated like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? So you never know. You can never judge a book by its cover. You also can't trust everything on the internet because some videos are people trolling us and some things are. And now with with AI, because I would know, right? I think what Brunster was saying is that our entire existence is AI, which I would happen to totally agree with him on.
Do you want to get? Do you ever want to get married or have children?
No.
Thank God.
There you go. There's the beginning of it. But I do know for a fact because there is a James O'Keefe video that went around where he caught someone undercover who has like from a major university who like puts out the curriculums across the country, whatever. And she basically said the exact same thing as this girl. So I don't know if that video like inspired this girl, but it's what it kind of feels like. So, hey, Rick Cosenza. Glad to see you on my live. Let's see what Child says. Rather than actual teaching and guiding young people. Yes, that's what they did to my daughter. They prayed on my daughter who just turned 19 a few days ago. Prayed on her, turned her out. It's a tragic situation. I actually urge all of you to go to my Instagram on the main wall and look at the video of my total ugly cry face thumbnail where I am completely falling apart in a massive cry for help to find my daughter. So y'all check that out. Okay. Next video. Kind of like what I have to go back and look at this guy's username. Can you scroll for me or let me have the mouse? Brunster. Yes. Cody's here. Armdrob's here. Jay-Z Amu. Okay, so Brunster. Yes. He said all of this is AI. 1776. We the people love the name. Okay, so man created synthetic life, folks. This just goes along with the whole we live in this whole creation is nothing but a simulation.
So man has created life?
Technically synthetic, yes. We can make what would be defined as a single cell synthetic organism, which does different things that don't exist. The good use is you could use this for pest control. You could make it so it was very specific, target something like a pest, like a grasshopper, for example.
Or white people.
Well, we're going to get to the other side
Tucker
of
looked
this.
like he wanted to
On
laugh.
the nefarious side of this. So you can engineer a synthetic pathogen to attack equipment. So you can have it produce an acid that would eat metal. This synthetic threat is rapidly emerging. We're going to see a fusion between synthetic biology technology and AI, and it's probably on the 4 to 5 year horizon. The AI will be programmed into the microcircuits systems of the nanotechnology. This might sound like crazy science fiction to a lot of people. People would say that's not possible.
No, I don't think anyone would say that's not possible.
I can point to a peer-reviewed publication where they're doing all the components of this, and it's just a matter of time before someone gets wise and assembles it. What I'm saying is there's no stopping it.
Okay, he's going to fix that view. I strongly believe, that this is all just a mirror. It's like quantum timelines. Like what we just did with creating quote unquote artificial life is the same thing like the divine did. So like I believe that there is the divine, the all, the everything, God, capital G, capital O, capital D, the all, the everything, time, space, math, love. And then I believe that, energy became self-aware and organized itself. So I believe that there is an intelligence woven into our entire 3D plane that is God itself. And I think out of that manifestation comes the lesser gods, including Jesus Christ. So I believe that that's very similar. I think that it's just going to repeat itself like facing a mirror to another mirror, and you see like the infinite mirrors in the reflection. It's just inevitable that creation is evolution, and that it's not just, if we're made in God's image, and what did we do? We created life, artificial life, at the most singular level, which now with AI, they're trying to integrate that, which we're going to get into that next. But I just think it's just an inevitable course of history where if God's a creator and we're made in the image of God, we're going to create in our image as well. And it's just like a mirror image that just keeps happening over and over and over. And each reality is like a manifestation of the new evolution, and then the previous goes extinct, dies, or we jump timelines, whatever. I think there's a lot of theories that like seem different and seem separate, but actually all conjoin into one. In fact, the Hindus believe of this, where like everything is on a net, all consciousness is a net, and all the different points on a net that connect are individual people. So I just think that this is just an inevitable thing, that we would start to create life, become gods ourselves, and ascend, because that's what the serpent in the book of Genesis in the Bible was saying. Like, he doesn't want you to eat from that tree because he doesn't want you to know what he knows, know what we know, all this technology, all this science. And that's what the elites are, gatekeeping, is all this technology, all this science that comes from the gods. And, they're replicating what the gods have taught them. And they're smart enough to do it. I mean, that's what it's there for. It's just, is it going to be a benevolent entity or a malevolent entity that does this? Are we going to like recreate and evolve it for the better, or how different will it look? You know what I mean? It's like some of the images coming out of NASA from Mars with that 8K camera. I think it's highly likely that's where we came from. I think something happened there, and they just did a hop, skip, and a jump over the pond and came over to Earth. And, I think that goes hand in hand with like why we have to cook our food, why we need clothing, why, we smell so different than anything else that's post-mortem, as humans. But I'm getting off on a tangent, because this is what Luna does. She smokes the reefer and then contemplates the sheer existence of life itself. One could only imagine the depths of the human mind, because in the human mind is all of eternity. Okay, so let's look at the chat. I think this is already in place, potentially. Hard to go into detail. Very deep beyond my knowledge. It's environmental potential on the planet. Oh, yes. And yes, governor. No, every time I do my British accent on the show, Chels, I think of you. But what was I going to say? Already in place. Oh, this makes me think about my trip to LA a couple years ago. I told about this story on another episode, but oh my gosh, look at me having to chase off that accent. My people are Pictish on my father's side. So I think what's happening, my maiden name is Welsh, and I think what's happening when I start getting into my British mode, I think I'm just feeling my ancestors like heavily. And my mom also, she's Trinidadian, and her school teachers were British. So, she says things like bird and turtle and tree for three. I've totally forgot what I was saying now. So, there we go again. There's another fucking Luna tangent for you. But speaking of... All right, love, you fancy a brew? Or shall we do it? All right, love, you fancy a brew? Did I make you happy? So a northern accent, oh my God. I don't know. You'd have to give me words with like double O's, or like gotta go to the car to get my butter so it doesn't melt in the fucking sun. Because this is what people from like Boston sound like when they go to the car. We could do a whole episode of me doing accents, because it is something that I love to do, because I love language. I am now a multi-language speaker, adding German to the list of very terrible Spanish and probably worse English. But yes. Oh, why is the doing cockspudge? What the fuck? Cockaspudge? I can't say that. I don't know how to say that. Owza. I don't know, dude. I'm trying. Yeah, I'm not. I think I'm gonna hang that one up. I don't know. What is that? Cockney? Pikey? I don't know. What is that? I don't know. I'm just being like ridiculous at this point. I don't know if those are derogatory terms or not. I'm just, being silly. I do need to get over to Scotland. Get those to fly in my face. It wants my wine. Maybe you guys will witness me smashing that motherfucker before the show's over. But I do need to get over to Scotland and check on my land over there. So your lady may be able to make a debut. My favorite word to say in an accent is the New Zealand word for no, spelled N-A-R. Oh, no. It's so fun to say. Oh, no. Oh, honey Pez, how are you doing? I'm glad you've joined me. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. All right. I think my producer is bored out of his fucking mind watching me talk about nothing right now. Yes. I know. Well, people are chatty. I'm going with the flow. New Zealand is a wooden deck. New Zealand for a wooden deck is funny. Oh, that was a good one. Okay. So next video. Did you know that I'm going to introduce you to the first legal slave owner?
Certain population had a genetic trait, you can make the synthetic pathogen specifically target, name your...
Yeah, wrong video.
You guys, on my last video...
No.
many
Actually,
people
no, wait.
commented-
No. That's the right video. It's a part 2. The notes are wrong because you probably thought it was the same video. But this keeps explaining that's the tangent I was on. So before we go on to the first legal slave owner, I want to finish that other video because I had to find, these are the only 2 videos I saw on the list because I had to find them. I had to find the other one. This one he's about to play you. So this is part B.
Population had a genetic trait, you can make the synthetic pathogen specifically target, name your niche of race or specific genetic population.
So I remember Bobby Kennedy got into a great deal of trouble because he said at some event COVID had disparate effects on populations.
COVID-19 is targeted to attack Caucasians and black people. The people who are most immune are Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese.
I think the point that
Oh, did you hear that? And you guys cannot deny this, any of you liberal fuckers, because all of you will be fucking cramming down our throats and reminding us about how they practice eugenics and unleash syphilis onto the black population. So you already know that they do this.
trying to make, or maybe didn't articulate well, is that the agent can be tailored to have that effect. And that's absolutely true. What I'm saying is you can make this so specific as that if I get your DNA, I can tailor an agent just to you. And this is how it's changing. And if you're using AI behind that, say that I got a DNA sample from a couple of your relatives, so I knew what your family tree partially looked like, the AI could have the disease travel through your family line.
Yep. Okay.
If a certain population had genetic...
Before COVID was unleashed upon the world, in university we studied, because I'm a psych major, we studied gene editing and mRNA. So this 100% he is real, okay? And that's what I was going to tell y'all was when I was in LA, this man who owns all the holograms for the dead celebrities, I was at his house doing business, nothing inappropriate. This is political stuff. So yeah, I got a private Tupac concert though, just saying. Oh my God, it was so cool. So, but I met his dog who was the third clone of his original dog. Just saying. So y'all need to be paying attention to this kind of stuff. Even be aware of blood transfusions now with this mRNA vaccine. You need to start researching unvaccinated, like non-COVID vaccinated blood banking. So there are companies, not many, but blood banking for people who did not take the jab, who do not want blood that from people who did take the jab. Because what's in that jab is a nano robot that goes in, cuts a part of your DNA, and rewrites it. So that's why you saw the protein growing in the bloodstream and in the venous tissues of the body, because the mRNA was designed to rewrite your genetic code for all of your cells to grow a single spike. So that way the coronavirus would just be rolling around your body in there and looking at other cells going, oh, that's my cousin, that's my cousin, that's my cousin, that's my cousin, can't breed. So the proteins were showing up all over the body, and one of the most tragic was the blood and vein issue. So be careful. You might want to practice selective breeding. Stop being so woke. Be more traditional and chauvinistic for the Western society. Maybe breed on your instincts and not your virtues. Okay. Yes, this video is done. I am done ranting about how you guys should be selecting your breeding carefully, please. Okay. First legal slave owner. Promised you. Here it is.
You guys, on my last video, many people commented that the very first legal slave owner in America was a Black person. And I was like, I have seen this comment enough.
She's so stinking cute, though, like a baby doll. It's adorable. She must have been the cutest little kid.
That I will look it up myself. I'm sure that this is completely untrue. But let's see where they're getting this from, where they can feel like they can say such a...
And she's getting so much hate from the Black community because listen to how she talks. Normal. She talks normal. Or as her Black friends and family would say, why are you trying to be white? They want you to talk more stupid so they feel better about themselves. So you don't make them feel bad for being educated. She probably goes through so much shit because she's a truth speaker. You can tell that she's not part of the system because you hear she has a normal accent. She doesn't use Ebonics.
The thing. You guys, I have breaking news from the year 1621. I feel like an idiot. If you already knew this, leave me alone. I'm doing my best. But apparently, I'm going to tell you.
I love her.
I'm literally shook. Anthony Johnson was a slave brought over from Africa. Okay, so what I did know that many people don't know is that Black people were not just, or Africans were not just stolen by Europeans and shipped over to America.
Yes, Charles, she is very cute. I think she's adorable. Yep, she's probably going to mention that the Black Africans started the slave trade to America. I'm sure she'll mention it.
America. They were sold by other Africans.
There you go. Boom.
A lot of people don't know that. So this was not news to me. But he was sold and he was brought over as an indentured servant, and he was freed because he served his time.
So indentured servant, that's legal. Oh, when I was running for office on a Black channel, I was on a Democrat show running, as a Republican, trying to help wake up a lot of these Black Americans. And they try to go after me about indentured servant because I'm West Indian and Pictish descent. So West Indian. Oh, so you were African and Indian, so your biological great grandfather sold indentured servants. No, you don't sell indentured servants. It's like paying off a debt. So it's an agreement. Like, I'll work for you. There's just no money exchange because I don't have money to give you, but you need this. So you're going to work for me for X amount of time.
Indentured servant serves for a period of time to pay off a debt or to earn their freedom, and then they get to be free. And that was the model that was meant for the Africans in America. Hang with me because this gets crazy. He was an indentured servant himself. He earned his own freedom. He bought land, and then he owned slaves.
Uh-ohs. He earned his freedom, owned the land, and then bought slaves. Oh, boy.
He was the first. I'm going to get there. Okay. He owned slaves.
Hey, what up? Nostalgia. Join the chat. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it.
Black and white slaves on his tobacco farm. Are you kidding me? He owned white people?
Oh my God, there was white slaves in America owned by a black person? This can't be true. This can't be true. Oh my God. If you don't trust Google, go to your local library, folks. You know, go to the light up thingy with the slides. Ding, ding, ding. I promise you, she's telling you the truth, which is why us mixed kids are so fucking frustrated.
Okay, so he owns white people, and then there's this guy named John Kasser. John Kasser earns his freedom through indentured servitude because that's the model. And Anthony's like, no, actually, you're my slave for life. I know that nobody's ever heard of this, and this is not the typical model, but you will actually not be earning your freedom, and you will be my slave for life. So he goes to court, and he pleads his case, and he's like, you guys get back to me with a ruling on whether or not I can keep John for...
Chels, I say this to people all the time. I say, we're all fucking slaves. And they look at me with like the anime question mark and exclamation points and like the big sweat bead and twinkly eyes. They're like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah. It's, the real slavery, like, honestly, is economic in the modern world. And sex slavery. Let's just put that out there.
Ever, because I don't really want him to be let go. There are other reasons. There was a neighbor, whatever. It doesn't matter. He's like, he's going to be my slave for life. And the court rules in Anthony's favor. And it's like, we love this for you. Keep him forever. So Anthony Johnson is the first legal slave owner. It's the first legal acknowledgement in English America that an African could be held as a slave for life. And he was owned by a black man who owned other slaves who were both black and white. And when they were writing our history books, they were like, we don't need to talk about that. Are you joking? I don't know if I'm being dramatic, but this changes everything.
Thank you, my dear, for telling the truth. We love and appreciate you. If I could get the camera to switch over so I can show my friends online something, you know, right here on Instagram, you see Venmo at Thirst Trap News. And then for my YouTube folks and my Rumble folks down here, my Venmo, producer Ryan so kindly just commented in the chat and said, please help us pay off the loans we took out for the studio setup and donate to the Venmo. Plus, I found out your girl's got a rupture in sister number 1, you know, and she has to be replaced. There's that too. Just saying. Okay. Look, it's Thirst Trap News. I don't know what y'all expected. I don't know what you expected. It's the truth. You know, we're just here to say what we're all thinking. But yes, this one is ruptured and she needs to be replaced. Isn't that so sad? Meh. Okay. Did you guys know that the No Kings protesters are stupid? They're so annoying.
But to go back to your point about leftist violence, you have to understand this is not something new. This is not something that's randomly happening. It happened in China, it happened in Vietnam, it happened in Cuba, which I'm Cuban. So every single time
No
the leftists
shit.
take over, what do they want?
I knew it when he
Revolution.
started
To what?
talking.
Break down the status quo. How do they do that? Not through peace. They do it through revolution. Che Guevara, Fidel Castro, Pol Pot, Mao Zedong, Stalin. Every single time, that's how they do it. And you know,
You hear that, kids? You're being used. You're being preyed on because you're 21 and you think you're invincible and life is just going to go on forever, and you have this zest for life that all of us old farts are jealous of, and you're just like sponges for everything because you're so curious about everything that exists and you want to touch it all and feel it all, and that's beautiful, and that should never change. And that's something I support as a musician and an artist and a stylist, as a psychologist. I'm a Renaissance woman. What can I say? There's a lot of things that I love too. I'm curious and just want to put my fingertips in. But you got to start understanding this is math. This is programming. Like there's a formula that governments follow to control the masses in a quote unquote free society. See, they have to make you believe that what you're choosing is of your own volition for you to know and think you're free. But really, they're controlling how you think, so you're loudly demanding exactly what they want. So, while putting on the show that they're not giving it to you. So, you know, they literally use quote unquote democracy because that is what was formed to break away from oppressive monarchies and oppressive, dictatorships. You need the people involved in government to prevent tyranny, right? Democracy has its useful place. But because democracy is fundamentally philanthropic, okay? It's philanthropic. Because its inception was about morality. It was about dictatorship. So since it falls into this category, it's very easy to prey on you on those human rights matters and moral matters and very idealistic matters because you have no life experience. None. Zero. So that's what they do. They use the Democratic Party, that's supposed to be the party that, protects the moral side of things. It's easy to use that as cover, right? From fire. Like the wolf in sheep's clothing. Like blend in, give them enough truth for it to look wholly like the truth. But very, very skillfully and craftily will we change very key, appearingly subtle parts. So please, if it sounds too good to be true, it's not. Nothing is for free. Somebody wants something out of you. And that is Uncle Sam. Honestly, conservatives in this day and age are not so different from progressives because we're both feeling like something's fucking wrong and we both have this fire right now, and they've put a finger on that pulse and they've directed it made us look at each other and do it when we really need to be looking at them, because what we're all feeling is the fact that our government's not been ours for the last 65-ish years. So just some food for thought, All right. Let's continue the video. Did I finish this video?
who they use? All of you. They use the university students. They use leftists. The authoritarians, the strongmen, convinced the leftists to fight for them. It happened in Iran where the Ayatollah took over. It happened in Cuba with Castro. They get the leftists to disrupt and cause destabilization. Once they take power, they get rid of all of the leftists that help them get in power. Mao Zedong created the Red Guard. When he got in power, he said, all universities canceled. I want you to get my book. It's called The Little Red Book. Put it in your pocket and go around. And if any teacher has spoken out against, go back to your point about leftist violence. So you have to understand this is not something new.
There we go.
This is not something that's random.
There you have it. I will let you have the computer back. You guys know that I've been on a Mamdani trip because we cannot lose New York, folks. Mamdani's mosque, New York. That's what he's going to name his mosque. New York.
If New York elects that Zomran Mamdani guy, good luck. New York will be turned into a mosque.
He seemed like such a walking contradiction to me.
Exactly.
Because he talks the language of the far left when it comes to things like abortion, sex, homosexuality, which are anathema to most Muslims. He's doing that, and then at the same time...
Exactly.
Is he a practicing Muslim?
In Islam, they have a teaching called taqiyya. Taqiyya is where you're allowed to lie for the sake of spreading Islam. When I look at Zomran Mamdani going in the street, acting like an American kind of one day and then acting like a Muslim one day, eating with his hand one day and then wearing a suit like he's westernized, I look at this guy and I'm like, I think he's practicing taqiyya. Muhammad commands you can
Pay close attention right here.
lie for the sake of spreading Islam. Zomran Mamdani, when he says, I love the trans community, I want to fund them, he's either practicing taqiyya because under Islam, transgenders and homosexuals must be executed, or he's not a Muslim. One of them. And I would love for him to be very clear.
Or is he a cafeteria Muslim? They talk about like cafeteria Catholics where they say, I'm a
Cafeteria Muslims. I get what she's saying though right there. That's funny. Wow. Okay. I thought it got quiet in the chat, but it didn't. Let's look. Oh, there's no such thing as a bad joke, Chels. This is the place for bad jokes. We like the more inappropriate, the better. Boy, every race, creed had been exposed to slavery. Da da da. Tell your men to calm down with those puppies. That's the joke. They think you're beating up my boobs. I have not, Southpaw, read Obama's book. I can't stand Obama. I really want him to go away, but maybe I should check on Obama's book. But I did watch that movie he made. Oh, Captain BS. He's here in the chat. What's up, friend? Oh my God. Mamdani cannot win. No. What do we need to do? We need to hashtag the shit out of New York. Y'all need to go to my YouTube after this is posted, when this ends, and go to this part of the show and clip it and share it, because we cannot have this happening to New York. Okay, go.
I'm a Catholic. And it's like, well, you go to mass, but you don't live the teachings of the faith. But you think that your suspicion, based on your experience living in Egypt and growing up in Egypt, is that it's something more sinister than that.
It's either he's a very lukewarm or not a Muslim at all, or he's practicing taqiyya. If he is practicing taqiyya and New York votes this guy in, good luck. New York will be turned into a mosque. People will be praying on the street, and it's happening right now, by the way. New York is already, the Muslims
How do you
are
spell
praying
taqiyya?
loud and proud on the street. If he is practicing taqiyya, you need to vote this guy out.
I think either way we should vote him out.
100%. Vote him out. If New York elects
I
that...
think it's YA at the end. He's practicing taqiyya. I guarantee you, I can see it all over his face. I excelled in this area. Actually, just so you know, I'm not going to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm going to toot my own horn. So, like, I graduated in psychology, top of my class. The last 2 years, they customized my degree, so I did forensic. So, in forensic psychology, there's a lot of studying a person to see if they actually are insane. There's a lot of like body language that goes into it. There's a lot of nonverbal communication and a lot of vibes. I also am part of Phi Theta Kappa alongside Judge Amy Coney Barrett. Just saying. So all of y'all that's been getting on my page talking about how can a psychologist be a Trump supporter? Duh, a psychologist is a Trump supporter. A not woke psychologist is a Trump supporter. So anyway, This guy is totally practicing Takia. When you watch the mayoral debate for New York the other night, if you haven't, go back and look. But there were times where they were calling him out for his inconsistencies, and he just would do this. Right before he answered, he'd go like that. Like he does this backwards with the neck thing. His jaw goes backwards. His smile can't increase anymore, but you see a mouth action, which shows like that he's trying to give you a trustworthy face. He just can't smile any bigger. But there's just a lot to him. I can tell you in those moments before I saw this video, I was like, this fucking guy is lying. And I could tell that he was trying on purpose to just win the Democratic vote. And that this is going to be the worst fuck you to the Democrats, because in Muslim countries, like, gays get murdered. So it's a funny thing to see us sitting here where conservatives like me, I don't even like saying I'm conservative. Honestly, I don't know what I am. I'm just a witch. I'm just like, don't violate my constitutional rights and leave me the fuck alone. That's what I am. I'm a constitutionalist. But I'm telling you, it's a funny thing to sit here and see conservatives coming to the rescue of Democrats that they don't even like, because a Muslim is going to be even less tolerant than anyone on the right ever will be. Hello, like, what are you guys thinking in New York? You've lost your ever-loving minds, and you need to come to Jesus meeting, because we're about to demonstrate to you why we believe in Jesus. Because we don't agree with a thing y'all are doing, yet we're still coming to your fucking rescue, trying to show you guys they're going to tolerate your LGBTQ craftsmen even less. Okay? Even less. You're going to understand what actual oppression is. Maybe you guys actually need this. I take it back. Maybe New York needs to have this happen, because maybe if you guys go through 2 or 4 years, I'm not sure, it's executive, so maybe it's 4 years of bullshit, you guys will wake up and change shit for the country. Maybe you have to go through this. But surely I hope not. Surely I hope not. You know. All right. White liberal women who are all over my fucking page, you guys suck.
Yeah, you're a part of the problem. The worst kind are the white liberal women who look at me in disdain. And I'm not saying all of you. Now what everyone else is doing here is one of the worst kind. If you do not back up.
Ooh.
If every single one of these news stations hadn't denied my story, I wouldn't be standing.
Y'all know something just happened too, and she is hot because she's got her 3 kids right there. And for a mom to be going off like that in front of her kids, something bad just happened.
Here today. Proud Boys are not the problem. They have loved on my family, broke bread with me, fellowship with me, been in my home. They have been nothing but generous and kind to us. White supremacy is not the problem. The Proud Boys were not the problem.
I know the Proud Boys personally. Very, very personally. The Proud Boys give me hope, okay? They give me hope that men aren't dying off and becoming extinct, okay? I've never seen any of these men. I've seen them all in all kinds of scenarios, because the reality is a lot of people support the Proud Boys. And they, in turn, support a lot of people, businesses, neighbors, churches, school children. When my kid went missing, they were the first to say, hey, we're going to help you look for her. I've seen those men do more acts of chivalry in the last 5 years of my life than I have in my entire life. And I watched these men be put to the test when they were arrested at J6 for J6 and tortured for years to remain silent. That's a test, okay? You think you're being tested with your life? Everybody got problems. We all have the same fucking problems. Every day, it's another 6-hour argument for one of us in this house with some company. Like, we're all to the gills. But, like, that's a test because every anniversary of J6, these prison guards would make these J6 prisoners walk down a hallway between the guards lined up while they yelled shame at them. While outside of the prison in DC, outside of the DC gulag, there was a candlelight vigil happening. So this woman and her passion, I feel that. That's why I was there on the Florida Capitol steps protesting the J6ers release, because I knew the truth about what actually happened and who these people were. And I can only speak for the people I knew that were there that just happened to be Proud Boys. There are many people that were there that are not part of any sort of group or organization that were arrested as well, that became Proud Boys because they were just there doing the right thing, helping saving somebody's life. And then they ended up locked up with a bunch of the Proud Boys. And then the only thing that DC did was create freaking exponential amounts of Proud Boys.
Antifa Black Bloc are the ones who threw bombs, mortars, and pepper spray at me and my children. My baby girl, 8 years old, nearly was hit in the face with an explosive by white people dressed up in all black, attacking me and my family. It is not the Proud Boys. And you, the city of Portland, and everybody who supports them needs to know this. USA! No call! No KKK! No fascist USA! No call! No.
This is disgusting. But no one's going to go attack a Muslim prayer event, but it's okay to attack a Christian prayer event? Y'all better wake the fuck up. Seriously. You guys, even if you're not Christian, if this bothers you, go protect these Christians. Go stand guard for people who aren't willing to go get in the fray. I'm willing to get bloody. I love a good fight. I will never start a fight. I've never started a fight, but I damn sure don't run away from one. And I will damn sure be on guard for people who need it. Like, I'm that person. Watching this just makes me wish I was there to just, handle the business.
No fascist USA! We got fucking kids here! Knock it off! We got children!
My black children!
Nothing says anti-fascist like attacking someone's religious freedom, right?
We're almost hit with bombs and mortars!
Bombs and mortars. Portland, what are you anymore? You're like sewer monsters. Hey, if you guys like anarchy, that's cool. That's great. That's fine. But you better provide a way for those who want some law and order to get out of there. But no, Daddy Trump is sending in the National Guard so that women like this can stop being harassed.
My 9-year-old son was drenched in pepper gas thrown by Antifa. Boy, if Black Lives Matter to you, you better back up.
Dude, fuck BLM, man. Like, I always hear stories about this. I never hear stories about any right-wing group ever. And I've tried to find them. I really have.
He's deaf, Jane.
They did not. Yes, they are part of the problem.
Her freaking kid had gas thrown on him. That's why she's fighting the way she's fighting in front of her children. Good for her, because those babies need to understand Mama is a fucking badass. Mama is gonna fuck up anybody who freaking comes and hurts her kids. Good for her. Those kids know that they got two parents that you can tell that daddy's at home too. You can tell. That looks like a happy family. you can see that those kids know that they are protected. So go, mom.
Yes, they're part of the problem, but you know what? You, and you are the problem. Every single local news station denied my story. You rejected
Oh,
it.
she wants to cry. And you know that she's got a build up because she's light skinned. Look, I already know her story, man. I already know.
In favor of this city. They beat and terrorize and
It's the truth. It's the truth. Violence is what we just saw it in the videos with Che Guevara and like that whole thing about how it's the formula to focus on the left, and violence is part of the formula, and they don't care who's the victim of it. Look at those beautiful little babies. Could you imagine your child that age having gasoline thrown on them? My husband would be stressed out more probably about me turning into a banshee than who threw the gas. He would be worried about me not murking that person. That's what he would be. Actually, I take that back. He'd probably be right there with me. Honestly, this is why we need Matt here. Because we need somebody who can be like, hold on, both you can't go to jail. All right. Please don't kill Candace Owens.
I'm telling you, they're going to kill this woman. They are going to kill Candace Owens. This woman's life is in danger. I'm telling you. She's speaking damn facts.
For Trump, this is mask down, okay? People are referring to this as treason, and that would, I think, be the accurate term to describe what is happening here. He is going to deny Americans in need disaster funding if he finds out that that city or state that is in need is boycotting Israel.
Oh, you heard it, folks. We all been knowing it's coming. We've been knowing it's coming. We've been feeling it, right? You've been feeling it.
Americans are going to be punished that if they boycott Israel and they've gone through a natural disaster where their house has been destroyed, they've lost their family members, they're going to be told, no, you are not getting no relief funding because you boycott Israel.
And Trump is saying, yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you screaming. I hear that that's a hurricane and, maybe it's wiped away your entire family, your entire house. But do you support Israel?
They don't even let you to choose who you can buy from. This is the Western democracy.
This is why, folks, you see some conservatives being vocal about Trump and Israel. I want to know what's up with it, man, because Trump's not an idiot. So it's like, why are you continuously making sure that Israel has support? Like, what is it? It's not Epstein, folks. It's not Epstein, so don't. If it was Epstein, the Democrats would have let that loose the second Biden won. So it's not Epstein. It's not that. You got to think outside the box. What I think it genuinely is, because Trump really does he's an idealist, okay? Israel is our ally. I think it's literally just as simple as the fact that the wool is being pulled over his head when it comes to Israel. That's truly what I think, because in every other scenario, he would be too smart for this. And I think it's literally just that literal. They're our ally. He won't think anything bad of them. And he's just falling in line with that. But look, we're raising awareness. Trump and JD Vance, they're not going to be in office forever. We're making sure all the conservative folks understand our relationship with Israel truly.
אנו מוחרם בעצמו. בשנים האחרונות קידמנו בארצות הברית, ויש כבר ברוב המדינות שם, חוקים שמי שמחרים את ישראל נענש בעצמו. אז זה לא יעזור להם, אנחנו לא מתרגשים מזה, ואנחנו נלחמים בזה.
Oh my goodness, can you imagine saying, we're going to change some laws in America? It's like, what the flipping are you talking about? You've got a foreign government, a foreign president, telling you what he's planning on doing in America, like he owns America, and he does. You guys are not United States of America, you are United States of Israel. You are owned by them. And this is the beginning of the end of Israel. The Americans are waking up to this.
Try the Quran.
I love that, I obviously think that this Muslim man has his own agenda. I'm not saying that I trust him, but sometimes our enemies can be useful tools to expose the truth, Okay, let's look at the chat. Okay, Stayer Party 05 joined. I like that name. Rafi. Mike Smith joined. Trumper 818 joined. Candace Owens is a great woman, but she has lost her way slightly. I don't think Candace has lost her way. I think she understands the fact that Americans need to come first, and that if you're going to lie on any angle about that, it should be exposed. I don't think she's the kind of person that's just going to, fall in line. I think she critically thinks on a heavy level. Doesn't mean she's right about everything, but I don't think she's lost her way. I just think she's not right about everything, but she's on the right path. I agree with a lot of the things she says. Honestly, I really do. Let's listen to an atheist lesbian for a minute.
So this is an atheist lesbian who went to a Turning Point USA event, and this is what her experience was. Watch.
Going to a TP USA event as a lesbian atheist. Yesterday, I had actually approached the TP USA recruitment table. I had had conversations with these people for 4 hours. I talked with the president. I'm not sure all the leadership terms, but some other higher up. I learned that TPUSA, it is nonpartisan.
She's surprised that people talk to her for 4 hours. I guess because she's gay. Like, uh-oh.
It is centered around 3 things, which are the Constitution.
I don't know if you guys can hear me, but we're going to fix this in just a second. Oh my gosh. Oh no. If you guys can see me, I'm seeing something white on the Instagram feed. Let me know if you guys can see me. Okay, I can see that someone else just joined. Can you guys see me? Because I'm showing on my Instagram. You can hear me. You can see me. Okay, cool. They can see me and hear me. So this is just, yeah. Okay. So this is just the program has glitched. And we will just continue as normal. Okay.
Free market and limited government. I'm not going to lie, they did not really differ in their religious beliefs. When I asked them if me being atheist was going to be a problem, they seemed actually rather excited to have someone with a differing religious belief. I had spoken with one woman. She offered to pay for my dinner.
Of course you got treated like this. This is not news to us. This, like, being a Christian really does mean, like, not judging you. Like, what you do in your bedroom is like between you and God. Just don't do it in front of kids. That's literally the only thing we freaking care about.
She offered to take me to her service, then I told her I was gay, and she was like, obviously I'm not going to lie to you, like that's not, it's not biblical. And like, but despite saying all of this, she still stayed with me for hours just talking to me. I remain unconvinced. I'm still not a Christian after this amazing conversation. She gave me her number. She said, call me anytime. I don't care if it's 6 months from now.
It's not up to a human to, like, wake you up or, like, influence you into what religion you should be a part of, if you should be part of religion at all, because the only thing that God expects is that you remain close to God. And God is going to call you to him, and use humans as the tools to do so. So it's not like this is like one issue I had being a Jehovah's Witness, like going and knocking on doors. I always felt it was wrong, intrusive, and no one ever wanted to be there. I think people are called to God and that it finds its way to them.
And that is just something that it's like overly welcoming environment that these people, you know, they might not support me being gay, but I have never seen someone not support me in such a friendly way. So I've never seen hatred be so kind.
This is Charlie Kirk's
Yeah.
legacy. He has created a movement that is.
But that's how it's supposed to be when you're following Christianity the way you should be following it. See, being a Christian doesn't mean being religious. Actually, being a Christian doesn't mean you claim a church. Being a Christian doesn't mean that you have to practice your spirituality a certain way. It just means it's not your belief system. Christianity addresses your behavior, the law of love. So being a Christian means you're modeling Jesus' example of love. You don't have to change your entire belief system about reality to be a Christian. You don't have to change your entire belief system about history. You can pretty much stay almost the same and be a Christian. The only thing you have to change is how do you treat other people? You know, are you being a loving person? You may be within your rights to do something, but is it the good thing to do? Is this going to be loving towards this person? So it's kind of like really cool for me to see that people are starting to speak out about how they're being treated by Christians, because if they're following Jesus' example, the way he actually set it out, this would be your experience, just the way she described it.
It's full of well-adjusted, well-meaning young adults who, yes, a lot of them are probably Christian, a lot of them are probably conservative or they hold conservative values, but they're not hateful like the media says that they are. They are good people who will reach out and have a conversation with anyone. They are willing to have a conversation with someone on the other side of the aisle. That is what Charlie wanted. And it makes me wonder what her experience would have been if she went to a protest with a MAGA hat on, like a liberal protest. Would they be willing to have a conversation with her and be open and accepting like they claim to be?
Duh, what the fuck is she even saying? You're retarded and nobody cares about what you think, you boring, bland cracker box. Ugh. Okay. Can somebody do me a huge favor and donate just like $1 to my Venmo just so I can make sure it's working and set up right? Because I'm getting messages that people have donated, but I don't see it. So if someone wants to message me and say and confirm to me that they're going to donate $1 so I can check and see if it's actually working, that would be totally awesome. Okay, so let's see. I wonder what she looks like without makeup. Just saying. Next video. Thank you, Chels. I appreciate you. You're the best. Okay. Anti-woke and empathetic. No way.
When I was at an event recently, a student asked me an interesting question. He said, how can you at once be against wokeness, but also claim to be an empathetic person? Aren't those two things in conflict? And I appreciated the question.
Oh my God.
But the true answer is that
because if you aren't woke, you're apparently Hitler.
That being woke and being empathetic don't have to go together. In fact, I think they can actually be in conflict with one another. Because
yes.
Wokeness has a view of the world that says your identity is based on your group status, your race, your gender, your sexuality, or even your lineage.
It's a loss of individuality.
And I think true empathy isn't about an attitude towards a group. It's about an attitude towards an individual. An individual human being has his own, her own unique human experience. And true empathy is about being able to step into his or her unique shoes.
Yes, being able to feel someone else's pain in your own heart.
not into the shoes of a group, because there's no such thing. You could have a lot of people who are white or black or brown or anything in between. You could have men or women, all of whom are different from each other in their daily life experiences. And true empathy
Hey, Rambo Biggs. Glad to see you joined.
is about actually understanding what somebody went through. When they made a bad comment at you, maybe being able to ask the question of what might have happened in their day that caused themselves to see the world a little differently than you might be at that point in time. That's what true empathy is about.
And what he said about that point in time is huge. Like, that's one thing I tried to get my daughter to understand is like, you cannot make this decision. You need so much more life experience to understand the implications for this decision. Like, you're not even finished growing. You haven't dated enough. You don't understand the social implications, the sexual implications, the romantic implications, like the physical implications, the mental health implications, where you're at in this period at this moment in time. Hey, so I take it that Cash, one of my viewers, knows another viewer of mine, Biggs. Hey, that's cool. I like to see friends linking up in my chat. That's fun. But if you don't know each other, you should become friends. Okay, let's watch the rest of this video.
With wokeness is it's felt like it was about promoting empathy. It felt like it was about being empathetic to your fellow citizen, but without actually being the actual thing.
That's what I was saying in the other video. Like on oh gosh. The Mondani thing. They prey on the morality, the empathy. That's exactly what I was saying like 20 minutes ago.
So the appearance of empathy without the real thing is the worst word of all. And there was something else, greater division, that filled the void instead. And so I'm a proponent of bringing back true empathy, not the fake toxic empathy stuff, but true empathy, true mutual respect in our country and our culture. Absolutely I am. And I think we have all a role to play in doing our part to practice what we preach in that regard. But it isn't through group identity of one form or another, but by regarding every individual as unique, worthy of their own distinctive, unique human respect and human dignity. That's a spirit we have to bring back in our country. I'm going to do my best to do my part. I'm not perfect.
Okay. I don't want to hear him go on a fucking pious rant. I find him to be a little pious, you know, but he's not wrong with what he said. I don't like how he talks. It's very traumatizing to me because it reminds me of Obama. Like that cadence that he speaks at. It's, oh my God. It's just Obama. Obama. He production, and they're like, stop teaching me a lesson. Stop being my dad. Like, that is exactly how he comes across all the time. It's so pious and condescending, and I freaking can't stand it. And like, I'm here to enlighten you. That is what Obama did. Everyone like loved his sweet words, but they didn't realize he was talking down on every single one of you all the time. He thought we were all stupid. All of us. All right. Nick Fuentes. White guy that looks with a Spanish last name. He's probably Puerto Rican. My guess is he's Puerto Rican. Mexican. That was gonna be my second guess because of the shape of the face. Okay. Pray for Nick Fuentes, folks.
Peter Thiel, the FBI informant and CIA contractor, Elon Musk, the defense contractor and PayPal mafia member with Peter Thiel, close confidant of David Sachs, and J.D. Vance, who brokered the David Sachs fundraiser with Silicon Valley and Trump, mentored by Peter Thiel, mentored by David Frum, who worked for Bill Kristol with Tucker Carlson.
Tucker's
Thiel,
getting called
Musk,
out.
and Tucker lobbied Trump to pick Vance, and they said, if you don't, the CIA will kill you. Who's the CIA? Who does the CIA, NSA, FBI, DHS, who do they all contract with? Palantir, founded by Peter Thiel and Alex Karp and Joe Lonsdale, Israel First Jews that after October 7th flew their board to Israel and provided them with facial recognition technology to murder Palestinians. J.D. Vance, who upon becoming the VP nominee in his first interview said, we're going to bomb Iran, who went to the Quincy Institute and said, we need a pro-Israel spin on America first. Tucker, who interviewed Vance 46 times on his show, Vance hired his son. Vance's Rockbridge Network was the spawning point of 1789 Capital, founded by Rebecca Mercer.
Let me just say this about Nick Fuentes. He's not wrong in anything he's saying, okay? There's factions to everything, right? Like, Tucker and Candace are clearly not establishment plants. But different than Nick Fuentes is they're uber Christian. So everything that Candace and Tucker are going to talk to you about are going to be from a religious standpoint, but not with Nick Fuentes. And I will say, I think Nick Fuentes takes on the role of a pariah, very Roger Stone-like. You know, says the shocking shit to get you to freaking wake the fuck up and do some digging. You know, because although he's not wrong, I will say at least he's on the right. What is his problem?
And Claire Monster Chris Buskirk, which gave Tucker $15 million. Rebecca Mercer funded Steve Bannon at Breitbart that spawned Milo Yiannopoulos' career. And Rebecca Mercer hand-selected George Farmer, Candace Owens' husband, to run Parler in 2021.
Ugh.
This is why they want me dead. Who's the Fed? Who's the Fed here? Because I brought up.
Did you guys ever think that maybe like within the three-letter organizations like the CIA and FBI, like factions form inside there? And like maybe one FBI op doesn't know about another FBI op? This is making me think, this video.
All the receipts. Peter Thiel, the FBI informant and CIA contractor, Elon Musk, the defense contractor and PayPal mafia member with Peter Thiel, close confidant of David Sachs, and J.D. Vance, who brokered the David Sachs fund.
So the J.D. Vance stuff, I do believe. I love how he's been behaving as a vice president, but I was never a J.D. Vance fan until now. He's very charming. It's very easy to fall under his spell. He's handsome. He's 41, young. Doesn't take any shit. It's real easy to fall for it's kind of that Obama factor, I guess. But he wasn't a Trump fan until 5 years ago, I guess, until Biden started doing so bad. And we do know that J.D. Vance comes from a very privileged family. And we also know that to be true because being a descendant of the Indians. So remember, I'm triracial. So I'm Scandinavian, Pictish. So Scandinavian, Scottish, Celtic, Scottish, and Finnish. All right. So I'm 65% European, African, and an Indian. I will tell you that Indians don't marry. It's very much a thing. Social classes is a thing. So he comes from privilege because he would have never been able to marry her. She would have never been able to marry him if he didn't come from the system, basically.
Fundraiser with Silicon Valley and Trump, mentored by Peter Thiel, mentored by David Frum, who worked for Bill Kristol with Tucker Carlson. Thiel, Musk, and Tucker lobbied Trump to pick Vance, and they said, if you don't, the CIA will kill you.
Oh, my God.
Who's the CIA? Who does the CIA, NSA, FBI, DHS, who do they all contract?
I know I started over, but I just like it's a lot to digest. Let's watch it one more time. Let me watch it one more time.
With Palantir, founded by Peter Thiel and Alex Karp and Joe Lonsdale, Israel First Jews that after October 7th flew their board to Israel and provided them with facial recognition technology to murder Palestinians. J.D. Vance, who upon becoming the VP nominee in his first interview said, we're going to bomb Iran, who went to the Quincy Institute and said, we need a pro-Israel spin on America first. Tucker, who interviewed Vance 46 times on his show, Vance hired his son. Vance's Rockbridge Network was the spawning point of 1789 Capital, founded by Rebecca Mercer and Claire Monster Chris Buskirk, which gave Tucker $15 million. Rebecca Mercer funded Steve Bannon at Breitbart that spawned Milo Yiannopoulos' career. And Rebecca Mercer hand-selected George Farmer, Candace Owens' husband, to...
Y'all, whoo-wee, man. We are just the pawns in Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? Wow. Charles says, with a decent Cockney accent, governor. I mean you, not me. Oh, man. Am I unconsciously going in and out of my English accent? Oh, don't make me self-conscious, Charles. Can't have you. Can't have you doing that. All right. Nick Fuentes really is, I hate to see any sort of rivalry between Candace and Owens and Nick Fuentes, because like just to see how much they're both willing to die for like what they know, and what they know isn't too far off from each other, but it seems to be like slightly at odds. They're at odds with each other. Nobody is immune to this like emotional gaslighting we've just been put through. Yeah, and I hope he stays safe, but he looks like he's willing to, expose it all. Okay. Get ready. I think I'll... No, I didn't miss the other comments about the FBI, CIA issues. I will let the video play. Continue. I will let it continue.
Run Parler in 2021. This is why they want me dead. Who's the Fed? Who's the Fed here? Because I brought all the receipts. Peter Thiel, the FBI informant and CIA contractor, Elon Musk, the defense contractor and PayPal Mafia member with Peter Thiel, close
I did know that.
David Sachs, and J.D. Vance, who brokered the David Sachs fundraiser with Silicon Valley and Trump, mentored by Peter Thiel. The
first time Trump was in office, I got so upset with him because he kept falling for it, believing that the bad guys were good guys. He doesn't always know when he's being preyed on.
Mentored by David Frum, who worked for Bill Kristol with Tucker Carlson. Thiel, Musk, and Tucker lobbied Trump to pick Vance, and they said, if you don't, the CIA will kill you.
That man better, not leave his house. He better prepare all his own food. Ooh, you better watch it. All right, we can move on to the next one. Check out the electronic pill. You've probably seen this before.
FDA approved the first electronic pill, if I can call it like that. It is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet. And once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that.
But you'll eventually shit it out.
Compliance. The insurance companies to know that the medicines that patients should they do take them. It is fascinating.
The way this video is presenting it, the only way this would work would be if the chip unfolded legs and then implanted into your like stomach sidewall. Otherwise, you would have to take it for at the beginning of the day so it can read what you're taking and analyze the contents of your stomach, and then eventually you poop it out at the end of the day.
What happens in
it lets you know you took the pill and not pretend to take it. Okay, so that means they're going to be forcing some kind of medicine on us. It's a red receipt on pills. The World Economic Forum, folks.
FDA approved the first
Welcome, JM7766. Good to see you here.
electronic pill, if I can call it like that. It is basically biological.
Oh my God.
chip that it is in the tablet.
Charles just said that Scandinavian countries are already using this as a regular thing. You guys, Scandinavia area has always been super freaking woke. I have to say, I can't stand that about them. They used to be such freaking badasses, and now all of a sudden they've turned into like bend over with no lube and take it kind of people. Like seriously, although they have the best freaking, their countries are so small, their socialized medicine works, but that's the problem that you have with socialized medicine is fucking sending Big Brother down into your stomach to like see if you took your medicine and then have someone knock on your freaking door. Like what if you're a psych patient and they can't get the meds right for you and you don't want to take why? Oh, you don't want to take the meds, and what, they're gonna knock on your door and like beat it down and be like, you better take this shit. You better take this damn pill. Did we watch the whole video? Okay. I had a freaking nip slip, and I hope nobody reports this video for it. Production says they'll report me for fixing it. I cannot believe Scandinavian countries, my people. What happened to the days of Skoll? Okay. Okay, so now we're going to TikTok, friends. TikTok used to be fun. It used to be the wild, wild west of the internet. And now the Israelis got a hold of it and are censoring everything to hell and back because I think they're on a vendetta to make sure that they aren't discovered that the Holocaust isn't real. But, you know, Luna never said that. Okay. Did you know that, like, the No Kings protesters are stupid? But, like, on TikTok? Uh-oh. Sound.
Voter ID is racist, yeah? Like, should you need an ID to vote?
No, I don't think so, no.
Is it racist that CVS asks you for an ID to buy Sudafed?
Well, I think that there are certain people that should not be allowed to buy Sudafed, so I think it's a good idea.
So it's more important that you use an ID to buy Sudafed, but not to vote for the person that runs this country.
I'm not exactly sure.
We opened our mouth at the same time because I was literally like, what are you going to say? And he was like, what am I going to say?
Voter ID is racist, yeah?
Can we move that camera closer?
I can't mess with anything.
Okay. Oh my God. Look at his stupid outfit too. Like, I don't even understand. Like, he just stuck a freaking no symbol. No.
Why are you supporting people who are taking away voting rights, who are gerrymandering? Charlie Kirk wanted that, right?
Taking away people's voting rights? Like, Charlie Kirk, all he did was sign people up to vote. He gave so many young people a right to vote.
Young white people, that's right.
Say what?
Young white people, right?
What are you talking about? It's not true at all. Him and Candace Owens were very tight. I don't think at the end they were.
This guy's doing all the reacting for me.
Friends, what are you talking about? Like, they were trying to get young black men and women signed up to vote. That's just not true.
Don't think so.
So you're just unaware? Like, do you know who Candace Owens is?
Yes.
They have Blexit. That's part of TPUSA. Brexit is all about having young black people part of the conservative movement.
Yep.
So that totally defeats what you just said. No? Do you have any?
My rebuttal is peace to you.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Well, peace to you as well.
Oh, don't you just love when truth leaves the evil people speechless? Oh my God, it's glorious, folks. I love it. She with her stupid woke glasses. Ugh, yuck. She's trying to look like the Beatles. Ew. Okay. Ocean's 14. The Louvre. The Louvre. Le Louvre. For my producer knew what he was doing.
According to France's culture minister, the robbery occurred this morning as the museum was opening at around 9:30.
3 days ago.
And here's what French media is reporting: that 3 masked men carrying small chainsaws broke into the Louvre. The interior minister saying the thieves.
I don't even chainsaws. This doesn't sound real. Their chainsaws got through a iron gate and cinder blocks. Like, how? Where did the chainsaws get through? What did they use the chainsaws on? I gotta see where this video is going. I don't know.
Broke in using a ladder mounted on the back.
Oh my God, Chels, Team America. You just gained some points, man. Team America, yes.
Of a truck and broke in through a window, which led them to the apartment.
So they didn't even need the chainsaws? The fuck were the chainsaws for? Chainsaws can't cut through window glass. You need like glass cutter things. She's got to be reporting this wrong. You put a chainsaw to a window. That's how you chainsaw your face.
Apollo Gallery. This is where the remains of France's crown jewels are kept. The theft, he said, lasted 7 minutes. French media also reporting they made
That's a fucking long ass time. Damn, the French be drunk. They be slacking.
Off with 9 pieces of jewelry once belonging to Napoleon and Josephine Bonaparte. The men, they say, escaped on a moped. A statement from the Louvre.
On a moped, it gets better. The assailants escaped doing 15 miles an hour. The police could not catch up.
Says it will remain closed for the day due to exceptional reasons.
A goddamn moped, folks. Europe, y'all some pussies if your freaking robbers got away on a fucking moped.
There are no injuries being reported that we know, according to
a fucking moped. Try that in America. Nope, you need like speedy cars in America to commit these things. Are you serious? A moped? Well, their police don't carry guns, so I could see how like you guys wouldn't be so afraid to like rob a historical place on a moped with chainsaws. That's epic. That needs to be a movie. It really does. The Louvre conspiracy theory. TikTok sucks now, folks. Man, this is like, what the hell?
Get your tinfoil hats out, folks, because there is a much bigger story at play with the millions of dollars of diamonds that were stolen this weekend in the Louvre heist. Now, in case you've been living under a 140-carat diamond and didn't know, there was a heist this weekend, a caper at the world's most famous museum in Paris, France, the Louvre. The heist occurred in broad daylight, 9:30 in the morning. They snuck through one of these side windows here in the Apollo Gallery. They used what appears to be some sort of construction truck that has the mechanical buckets that workmen sit in, and they raise it up. That's how they got to the second level and then broke through the windows. They used an angle grinder tool to cut through the glass. This is like straight out of a cartoon. They cut a circle and they push through the window. Now that set off the alarm and chaos ensued. However, the entire heist took just 7 minutes, and the thieves were in the wind before security could do anything with these 8 items from the Napoleonic diamond collection, including
the wind
sapphires
on a
and rubies
moped.
and emeralds and diamonds in crowns and necklaces and earrings. The thieves escaped on motorcycles and attempted to burn the truck that they used to break into the window to get rid of all the evidence, their tools, their disguises. However, one of the security
This is one of those stories that's like so crazy it has to be true.
guards was able to stop that from happening. Now that we got all the details out of the way, why am I wearing the tinfoil hat? Because this right here is the Regent diamond. It was a 140 carat diamond that they left behind.
Wow.
They stole 9 items, got away with 8 of them, and for some reason, now that we got all the details out of the way, let's talk about why I'm wearing the tinfoil hat. We begin first with the items they did not steal successfully. First off, we have the Empress crown. It was worn by one of Napoleon's queens. They dropped this on the way out. It was found damaged and recovered on the streets of Paris. And more importantly, this right here is the Regent diamond. It's 140 carats. It's worth $60 million alone, and it was in the room for them to take, and they just left it behind. Tell me how a group of burglars so brazen and so professional that they would break into the biggest, most popular museum in the world. 9 million people a year visit the Louvre, and they somehow miss out on the biggest diamond, and then they're dropping crowns on the way out.
Well, yeah. They left on a moped. Come on now.
Not to mention that the items they did steal are so famous and now known worldwide that it's impossible to sell. They're saying they're going to have to melt down the gold and recut the stones in order to make any money off of this. Nah, there's something bigger at play. You don't risk a caper like this for items that you then can't make money off of. But what is it? What's really going on? I don't know. There's a million options. Could be something as simple as insurance fraud. Get paid out on these, and then all of a sudden in a year, we happen to recover them. Maybe it's a distraction. Oh my God, the Louvre, Da Vinci Code. We're stealing Napoleon's diamonds. We're dropping them. How'd they do it? Everyone talk about this over here. Well, over here, we're doing the real shit. And don't sleep on the fact that these aren't just any old diamonds. They're from Napoleon. Are they distracting you from? I can't say with certainty. For all I know, it's Emmanuel Macron trying to get Candace Owens to stop talking about his wife. Don't sleep on the fact that this is
That's a man.
Napoleon's jewelry, meaning he touched it and wore it. Ever seen Jurassic Park? What they can do with
Chels said they left a Mona Lisa. Chels, please keep us up to date on this. I really want to know what the hell was the point if you can't even fucking resell it because it's too famous. Like, I want to know. Are they ever going to know which diamonds were melted down and put in, or which diamonds were put down into another piece of jewelry, or what gold was melted? Like, what the hell? It's okay. I'm over it. Okay, next video. I'm confused.
I'm confused. I thought he hated immigrants, so why did he marry one? And why did he pick a running mate who also married one?
I didn't even think
who is
about
also
that.
non-white? And I thought he hated women, but why did he give the first ever woman the chief of staff title in the history of the United States, and also give women
Also, like, every single one of his press secretaries have been a woman. He has women all over. Tulsi Gabbard, Pam Bondi. Like, these people are deranged.
top positions in his administration? I thought he was supposed to start World War III, not stop 8 wars in 9 months. I thought we were under a dictatorship, so why is everyone free to say whatever they want and protest whatever they want? Meanwhile, the people that they voted for, the last administration, were censoring people, calling social media companies to censor people who they didn't agree with. How is democracy at risk when the president was voted democratically and won fairly, the electoral vote, the popular vote, and won all the swing states? Are you questioning the election results? Are you a conspiracy theorist now? You were saying to free Palestine every day the past 2 years, and now that it has been freed, you're now waving around the American flag, but I thought that was right-wing extremism. You're suddenly for the First Amendment, but you publicly celebrated someone getting assassinated for their right to the First Amendment. I'm confused.
Man.
I thought he
This
hated
guy's
immigrants,
great.
so why did he marry?
Liberals' claims are becoming more and more irrelevant as they continue to not make any sense and claim all of these different things aren't true. Why do we continue to take liberals so seriously? I don't know. It's a good question. You're more likely to train a hamster to fly a plane than to convince a liberal of reality, folks. Oh, by Trump, we are moving to Canada.
Freedom!
Goodbye, Donald Trump. We're finally moving to Canada.
Oh, you guys were serious this time. Cool. Well, welcome to Canada, where unemployment for Gen Z is close to 20%, where 1,000 people will line up to get a job at a government liquor store on a Sunday, where the top 10% of earners can't qualify for a home mortgage in a major city, where our gas costs 75% more than America's, even though we're a net exporter, where we're on track to have the least productive first world economy by the end of the decade, and where the healthcare is free, except not really, because the average Canadian only pays 20% less for it via taxation than Americans do for private coverage, all for the luxury of having the 4th worst hospital bed availability and ER wait times in the OECD. But hey, at least we've got ketchup chips, milk in bags, and better Indian
ketchup chips. Oh.
food.
Goodbye, Donald Trump. We're finally...
That's socialism in a big country, folks. It doesn't fucking goddamn work. And we all know this. These little idiots went over to Canada for what? What were you afraid of? Getting your streets cleaned up from crime in your liberal city you already are from, since you clearly believe that garbage. You're already from a liberal city. What did you move from? Oh, right. Trump's removing crime. You're violent. You're on the left. Right. I forgot. Trump responds to No King's Day.
Response to the protests over the weekend, the No Kings protests.
I think it's a joke. I looked at the people. They're not representative of this country. And I looked at all the brand new signs paid for, I guess it was paid for by Soros and other radical left lunatics. It looks like it was. We're checking it out. I'm not a king. I'm not a king.
And then that stupid bitch from the 5 or whatever on Fox was like, obviously George Soros didn't pay for it because they were homemade signs. That's your line of logic? Really? You haven't been involved in a single political campaign, have you?
I work my ass off to make our country great. That's all it is. I'm not a king at all.
What's your response to the protests over the weekend, the No Kings protests?
I think it's...
Yep. A duly elected guy. A king who allowed people to protest all day. No kings. That's your king for you. You crying babies. You dry, cobwebbed up dust bunny, ain't getting no ass, freaking liberal, stupid bitches. Pastors are garbage, scamming ass liars, just so you know. Oh, who funded? Yes, who did fund King's Day?
Breaking news, turns out the totally organic No Kings protest might not have actually been as organic as the left let on. Look at this. Seamus Bruner and his team traced $294 million funneled to No Kings 2.0 partners and advertisers through Riot Inc. and other dark money networks. George Soros, the billionaire,
which is very easy to find on the internet,
known for funding riots in America, gave $72 million through his Open Society network to the No Kings organizers. Hans-Jörg Wisk, a name no one has really heard of, is
another Scandinavian socialist.
The largest foreign financier of the U.S. protest complex. He's a Swiss billionaire who's donated, and this is what they've traced, $245 million to protests like No Kings. And I can keep going. Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Mark Benioff.
Yep, just being paid to burn down your stores and restaurants.
That's not the point. The point is these are funded protests by billionaires, and people are stupid enough to fall for it. And before anyone comes to the comments saying, well, they didn't possibly pay everybody, yeah, most of the people there were doing it for free just because there's nothing going on upstairs. I guess billionaires are bad.
Ain't shit between the ears.
Unless they're the ones funding your protests against the other billionaires who are also bad, right? Breaking news, turns out the totally organic No Kings protest might not...
So Trump was right, like my video said. It's right there, behind me, on my little wall, back there. See? Trump is right. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Pastors, hate them. Garbage, scamming ass liars.
Hi, Roberta
McCoy, giving faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Ew.
I, Roberta McCoy.
Ew, disgusting. That woman just got up there with all the pride in her voice to donate $1,200 that she probably cannot afford to donate. And he has somehow put a spell on these people. I bet you this car salesman preacher is banging these women. Because how's he doing this shit? Look at this woman. Oh my God. He's doing something to be able to make these people donate. And then he's freaking complaining. Y'all ain't hearing me. I gotta make my payment for my house I can't afford.
Giving faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $200.
She said, I'm sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $200. So she heard I need 1,000 and 1,000. So here, I'm giving you 1,000 plus 200. And listen to this fucking garbage.
$135 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have.
He couldn't even look at her while he said that because he knows he's full of fucking shit. If he really needed it, he'd be looking her in the eyes like, you didn't hear me.
Have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Oh my God, and he still keeps going. This freaking horrible human being. Can't stand that nigga. Bye. Paid protesters, folks. We've been telling y'all that they're paid. We should have played this right after No King's Day.
I crashed a paid protester meeting, and this is part one.
Oh, we're having our little meeting. All right, guys, we're going to the paid protester meeting right now. All the signs are there, and they're discussing what's going to be happening at this protest.
Are we going to see homemade signs? Oh, those don't look so homemade to me.
How's it going? Is this where the protest is starting?
Yeah.
What's the plan for today?
Sorry, we can't really talk right now. It's quarter 7.
How come? How come you can't talk? How come you can't talk?
I love this short little dude. He got so much confidence.
Back later. Oh, so what are we discussing?
We talked to a press person.
Who's the press person?
I don't know right now, but I can find out for you.
Okay, I'll be here. So none of you guys want.
Because if this was actually Americans standing up for their rights, they wouldn't just have a press person right there. Oh my God, the clues, people, and nobody knows to go. Like, if y'all were just to be more inquisitive and more curious.
Want to say what you're protesting for?
You just got to talk to a press liaison. Sorry.
Why do I have to talk to a press person? I feel like you would know because you're protesting. Just tell me. We're man to man. Tell me why you can't talk. Or did they tell you can't
Man
talk?
to man. I love this dude. This dude got so much drip.
That's all good. Do you guys work with the People's Forum? Yeah. Who do you work with?
Oh, and he rides a motorcycle. See the jacket?
Who do you guys work with?
He's shaking his head that he can't say who he works with without a press liaison. It's okay, Victor. You work for the Party of Socialism and Liberation, and you want to be a professor. And seeing as you refer to yourself as an undocumented immigrant from Mexico, I imagine that ICE might have some time for you, seeing as how you also protest for a living. You're an actual communist, and when your comrades started chanting a genocidal threat, I found you again.
Oh, Israel will fall. Now we're just saying that. That's a new one. What does Israel will fall mean? What does Israel will fall mean? Is that a call for violence? Is Israel will fall a call for violence? Yes or no? Is Israel will...
But how are you going to protest and then not say anything when you're asked what you want?
Fall a call for violence. It is, isn't it? Say nothing if it is a call for violence. So it is. Best of luck to you.
The PSL...
Nice. That's some skills. I love this dude. Who is this guy?
PCL's fiscal sponsor is the Progress Unity Fund, and we know from last
Nate Friedman. The Nate Friedman Show. Nate Friedman seems like a Jew. Oh. So I wonder if we could get him on one day.
episode that the sponsor of the Progress Unity Fund is the Tides Foundation. George Soros gave the Tides Foundation $40 million, so this is yet again another Soros soldier. There's also something very dark about PSL's past. The shooter responsible for killing the beautiful couple last month outside the Jewish Museum in DC had been affiliated with PSL's branch in Chicago back in 2017. Now they lost
Well, they've stepped it up to shooting people.
Contact with Elias for the years after, but it's important to note that after October 7th, PSL put out a statement that said resistance is justified when people are occupied, free Palestine. That's also what he chanted when he shot the beautiful couple, and that's clearly calling what Hamas did as justified. Now, they don't hide their love of terror either by just putting Hezbollah flags on their flyers. I'm Nate Friedman, and I expose paid protesters. I crashed a...
Nice. Next video, men versus women.
They did a study in the UK, and the conclusion from this study is so strange you may not even believe it, but swear, check it out, research it, it is real. So they had mother and father lay in bed with their newborn or their young child, and they were testing the reaction to different sounds. Well, when the baby cries, the mother's, a healthy mother, will wake up and tend to the baby with its distress call, which says, you know, I need attention here. But the father sleeps through it. Now everyone knows, yes, usually the guy sleeps through the crying baby. The mom wakes up a bunch of times in the night, and that is true. However, different sounds make the father tend to wake up more often, and the mother sleeps through it. Such as when the sound of rustling leaves was made outside the window, the father is more likely to wake up to it while the mother sleeps through it. And this is believed to be due to the hormone called vasopressin, which works like the love and bonding hormone, but it produces a different type of care behavior.
And I'm pretty sure that this is unique to males. So, and on the flip side, it's unique to women when specifically a crying baby sound, when the brain registers it, creates an intense amount of stress. So I believe this vasopressin is unique to males.
Defensive aggression.
I'm not sure if that's correct. It's a guess.
Protectorate role. Basically, the hormone that makes guys want to protect their family
Okay, so I was right.
from a potential predator. They did a study in the UK.
Yes, absolutely. This is why we can't be fucking around with this trans bullshit. Men are men, women are women. There is beauty in it. There is beauty in a man capable of violence, but has honed it in and keeps it in check and only lets it out when necessary. I don't want no bitch. You know what I'm saying? When you're a commodity, you need a man capable of violence because you are the female. You are being commoditized at any moment. So if a man isn't going to jump up in the middle of the night from hearing like something outside the door, that is not husband material. And like, it's kind of rare. There are men like this, but they're becoming more and more like this because women are not breeding with men capable of violence because in the West, we don't need it. We're a corporate society. And there's been so much dysfunction in the West because of masculinity dying. I'm sorry, but it's true. I'm not sorry. It's fucking true. I'm going to end my podcast here tonight. My freaking bones are at like a level 8 in pain. I don't know. Some of you may know this. I have fibromyalgia. But I am like having a pain surge. So I'm going to go ahead and jump out of here and pick up the videos on the next one. I probably will be here Friday night and Sunday at some point. Sunday, hopefully, I can give you an episode of the nightcap edition where I'm in my lingerie. We didn't get to do it this past Sunday because of just unforeseen circumstances. But anyway, please donate to my Venmo if you enjoy my show. You'll see it right here above me. Thirst Trap News. If you're on YouTube, you see it right here. Thirst Trap News. Any donation is certainly appreciated. I don't want to go through Patreon because I don't want to share. I don't need to like split proceeds. So Venmo if you can. I love all of you so much. Hope you enjoy the show.